Yes, sir. All right. The circuit, the mono station, the circuit mono station. I just finally got to it. Thanks for everything. Seeing how it all play out for me, and apologize for this. I'm trying to get fancy here, but I'm doing this all by hand, as you can see. It's real bow leg, but you can see me though. Yeah. So the the circuit mono station. My first impression, my very, very first impression when I first took it out the first day, it was a letdown, to be honest with you. I'm like, yeah, what is this? Come to find out, I just didn't have the right audio cord hooked in. The next day, I hooked it up. It was real late at night. Next day, I put the right cord in, and then I heard it sonically. I was like, okay. The first thing I want to say about it, it's I heard people say, it's kind of like having a base station inside of a circuit or whatever. Quite frankly, that's disrespectful to the base station. It's no base station, all right. It's not a base station inside a circuit. It has some base station features, some similarities, the filter and the effects or whatnot. But the sound, wouldn't necessarily say that. I think you're kind of playing the base station a little short, a lot short actually. But with that being said, now that I'm starting to fiddle around with it, this thing is a beast, man. I mean, in terms of nibbling and nabbling, what? Yeah, no screen, just like the circuit. I'm gonna go into a further talk about this because I don't understand why the circuit itself has been kind of lukewarm, why people really ain't feeling it. But now that they come out with this one by being analog, um, it seems that it's been lukewarm as well. Like people really ain't taking to it, and I don't quite understand why. I mean, Novation has been putting out some pretty good stuff, some great stuff over the years. They really haven't flopped in any kind of way, really. So I don't really get why it's such a lukewarm response. Everybody that has a circuit knows how it's really done changed over time. It's not even what it was when it first came out. It's a very different device now. By it being able to sample and things of that nature. So, well, play samples rather. And it's an inspiration heaven. I mean, it's, the way it hooks up. I mean, the way it forces you, or just is the inspiration is built in. Like because they don't tell you what none of the knobs are, so you're forced to turn them, and when you turn them, you just hear the little sonic, jewels that happen. So I love it. Now sonically, is it necessarily it's a technically I guess it's a digital synth, but it doesn't sound weak at all. I mean, you can make some nice pad sounds out of it. I don't know. I mean, I don't really see necessarily the gripe. I mean, it's a pretty nice sequencer. It's gotten better over time. I mean, the swing is nice on it. The drum sounds are decent. Like they're not. The drums are decent. Like you know, it's no drum machine, but they're decent. And then now with the updates, with all of the different ways you can manipulate samples and whatnot, I don't know why it's such a lukewarm response. I mean, it has battery, so you can take it on the go. It's ultra portable. I think it's something that maybe later down the line that people will kind of go back to it, maybe. But I think it's a go. Same with the circuit mono station. I mean, my first take is, yeah, this thing is going to be around for a while. Now, it does have limitations. It's not. I would say it's definitely a nice compliment to the circuit, to the original. If you already have synth, it's a definite compliment. I wouldn't necessarily say go out and get this if you don't already have a full blown synth. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say get the base station two over getting this. Me myself, but what I love about this is the fact that it has a CV, full MIDI, in, out, and through, audio in. The sequencer is same sequencer so far from what I've seen seems to be the same. Now you got these filters, uh, distortion, overdrive. I don't know, yo. I think you should maybe take another look at it. Um, at $500, uh, if that's your gripe, okay. Here's the thing I will say about that. If you're looking at going modular, this is that bridge piece. This the micro brute, um, the Mother 32, which I don't own yet. Um, stuff like that kind of gets you in the door, gets you ready, gets you modular ish, and then next thing you know, you full blown modular. So I feel like this is another piece of gear that's put me a step closer to having. Although I don't want to have a mad scientist hookup, I'm not interested in having that. I'm more. I think I'm gonna get into like doing like little small boombox style modular setups. But um, yeah, so still recording. All right. Yeah, so my first take on this thing is, hey, I'm loving it. Um, I really don't have nothing bad to say. I mean, it's a circuit, and it's got some extra power to it. It's all analog. You can't play samples. This is what I'm interested in knowing. What is Novation gonna do? How is the mono station gonna change over time? Will it change over time? How will it change over time? I mean, definitely would they're gonna be able to allow us to have like a patch bay, if you will, of or a patch center where people are either creating patches or they're creating patches for us to simply download into the patches. At the very least, they'll have that. But I'm thinking, what else could they do? I mean, if they allow for samples to be played in this, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. That would be nice. I don't know if they could maybe with an update. If everything else is analog, I don't think you could do an update with any of this other stuff. I mean, you can't like add different distortions or different filters. I don't think that's a possibility. So, at best, if the only thing that I could see it really changing would be if they did some kind of, I don't know, software thing where it through MIDI it kind of gave you something that the hardware unit can't do. That's about the only thing that I could think off top that they could add to enhance the product is to hook it up, and once you go to the computer, then obviously you can add all kind of stuff at that point. um but as far as the hardware, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it the same way they've updated the original circuit. But let's see, time will tell. See, this is just my first take on it. John G TV. And you hear the little the nibbles and nabbles. I'm just, as an original patch, I just started playing around with it, came up with a little simple pattern. I'm just trying to figure out and just trying to understand how this thing works, and get my bearings. John G, fade to black. Oh my God, that's the high pass filter? What? I mean, so for the way I like to nibble and nabble and get down, I mean, this is what's up. I mean, I'm just, like I said, just a first impression, just kind of checking it out and seeing what they can do. Yeah, it's pretty much I ain't gonna say it's what I thought. I didn't know what to think of it, but as far as the nibbling is, or as a tweaker, as I like to do, yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, John G TV, as you can see, is already faded to black. I'm just sitting here talking after dark. John G after dark. Ooh, that's a new series. John G after dark. Don't let me start. John G after dark. Shall I start him? I get him going. John G TV, fade to black.